Hello everyone, T. Haas here with Noble House Hotels and Restaurants. It is cocktail hour here in Seattle. But then again, it's been cocktail hour for weeks now, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending how you look at it. I wanted to share a cocktail with you that is my favorite cocktail for happy hour or when the evening begins, pre-dinner. And it is the Negroni cocktail. And a good Negroni is really the very definition of balance and simplicity. And it is an aperitif and is therefore intended to be enjoyed prior to a meal, contrary to a digestif. The Negroni was invented a little over 100 years ago. I think it just celebrated its 100-year anniversary last year. The whole year was Negroni year, actually, here in the States and in the world, I believe. And it was invented in Florence, Italy. It's an Italian cocktail, aperitif cocktail. Was invented in Florence, Italy in 1819, I believe. 1919, of course, at Caffè Cassoni in Florence. Legend tells that Count Camillo Negroni asked for his bartender friend Scarselli to strengthen his favorite cocktail, the Americano, by replacing the soda water with gin. Brilliant idea. Scarselli added then an orange slice for garnish rather than the lemon you'd usually get with an Americano. And the drink took off right away. And before long, everyone was coming into the bar for a Negroni cocktail. Now, my acquaintance and journey with Negroni started also quite a while ago, probably 40 years ago, traveling through Europe, living in Europe for years, for my first 25 years, and traveling through France and Italy, of course, and being introduced to the Negroni cocktail then. And it became then already my favorite and still is today. There are actually several variations of the Negroni cocktail one can make as well, and I'll get a little later into that as well. But just wanted to share with you, wanted to make a classic Negroni cocktail here with you and for me. And here we go. So, like most cocktails, they can be enjoyed on the rocks or up, right? On the rocks, you would go grab a good-sized sort of old-fashioned glass, right? I like the big, heavy ones with the thick bottoms. You need quality ice, right? We can either use quality cubes like these, a single quality cube like this one, or a sphere even, right? Like this one. Well, I have the sphere in my hand, so why don't I put it in a glass? It's actually a very simple cocktail to make, but nevertheless, it is not that easy to actually get a good Negroni cocktail out there in the world. It's easy to make because it consists of 3 equal parts of spirits. So that's the easy part, right? The final verdict and the real determining factors of a quality Negroni are the ingredients, obviously, right? One ingredient you cannot really change is, well, actually you can. I'll tell you in a moment. Is that Campari, right? Campari is the main ingredient, one of the 3 main ingredients in a Negroni. Now, until very recently, actually, that was the only Campari only made one Campari, right? And that's it. And one couldn't really substitute that for anything else. The other two parts are gin, and again there you can choose between many gins out there. I always tend to look for either small batch gins. This one is actually the Monkey 47 gin from the Black Forest, believe it or not, my home area, birthplace. This one is Grey Whale gin from California, beautiful, distilled with sea kelp, mint and almonds, beautiful. And then there are the more traditional ones like the Hendrix gins, right? And the and many other ones too. So here's a Junipero from San Francisco. It's pretty small batch as well. So again, gins, you can use your whatever you have in your medicine cabinet, so to speak. Mine is back here. I don't know if you can see it. Whatever you have in there works. Again, I'm always drawn to these to the more small batch gins. Then, like I just said, very recently, Campari came out with a cask tails version of their traditional Campari, and that Campari is more expensive, almost twice as expensive as the regular Campari. And it was aged in oak barrels, so hence the cask reference on the label. Both work very well. If you want to spoil yourself, go with the cask tails. If not, the regular Campari works just as well, in my opinion. Here now comes, so we have two ingredients covered already, right? The Campari and a gin of your liking. Then one of the most important ingredients is sweet vermouth. That's the third equal part in the mix of a Negroni, right? And there are a lot of sweet vermouths out there. Cinzano, Rossi, many other ones. And then there is, in my opinion, only one really suitable and good one, and that's the Antica formula, the Carpano. That is the top-notch sweet vermouth on the market, in my opinion, and this is what makes or breaks a Campari, really. So use this one for it. Again, here comes the easy part, right? Good size glass, good size quality ice, and then 3 equal parts of Campari. 1 ounce. Sweet vermouth. Sweet vermouth. And then last but not least, a gin. Let's go with the Monkey 47. Here we are. Last but not least, then we're going to give this a little stir. The great thing about quality large ice is also that the ice will not melt and dilute the cocktail as fast as small ice does. The chipped ice, in my opinion, is the worst, right? The slushy type chipped ice. After literally, the moment you make the cocktail, you sit down, you install yourself somewhere to enjoy it, it's already diluted. So go for the large quality ice. And then for garnish, the traditional garnish for it is an orange slice. I personally make my own variation there. I either use the air-dried slices of oranges you can buy in the grocery stores or or specialty stores, or you can use sort of the candied half slices or slices. They come in full and half, and I usually put a half one of that in, and that's it. And this should taste delicious. This is an awesome cocktail. Please try it at home. As you know, all of our hotels and restaurants are presently closed due to the pandemic, and we are looking forward, hopefully being able to open again and having you over in our restaurants, bars and lounges, and hotels, of course. Until then, cheers.